Welcome to GPC Libraries. In this tutorial, we will talk about the difference between scholarly journals and popular magazines. Sometimes when you are doing research projects in college, your professor will specify that you must use scholarly journals, academic journals, or peer-reviewed journals. Are your professors just trying to make this difficult? What is a scholarly journal anyway? How is it different from a popular magazine? This tutorial will answer these questions. First of all, scholarly journals, academic journals, and peer-reviewed journals are three terms for the same thing. Popular magazines are different. Here's an example. The Psychology of Women Quarterly is a scholarly journal, and Psychology Today is a popular magazine. What makes Psychology Today popular isn't that people like it or not. It's not that kind of popular. It's that it's written for the general population. For articles in popular magazines, a journalist writes an article. The journalist may interview experts, do a lot of research, and know a lot about the topic, but usually they are professional writers, not necessarily experts in what they are writing about. Then the article goes to an editor. If the editor is doing his job, he will check that the facts in the article are accurate and will decide whether the article will be of interest to the readers of his magazine. His goal is to sell magazines, so he wants the article to be interesting as well as informative. These articles are intended to be understood by the general population. Anyone with a reasonable level of education should be able to understand this article. For a scholarly journal, on the other hand, the process begins when an expert in a field, a scholar, a scientist, etc., does some research and feels they have discovered something that is important enough to tell others in their field about. In this example, we have a scientist who has made an important research discovery. This scholar will then write an article about their research, then submit it to a peer review. These peers are other scientists in the same field. They will read the article and decide whether this research is indeed important enough to be a contribution to the knowledge in that field. If the peer review decides that the article is worthy of publication, it is published in a scholarly journal, which is intended to be read by other experts in the same field. As an analogy, let's say you play video games. You know that the way you talk to other people who play your video game is different from the way you talk to people who do not play your game. When talking to a fellow gamer, you use specific terminology and go into a lot more depth than you do with a person who doesn't play your game. So you can think of scholarly journals as a publication for people who are all playing the same game. So how can you tell the difference? In its print form, the scholarly journal will tend to have long articles with charts, graphs, and lists of references. There will be few pictures, and usually if there are ads, they will just be for publications in the field. Popular magazines usually have shorter articles with lots of pictures and advertisements. But what if you're looking in databases? How can you tell then? Well, some databases, JSTOR and Medline for example, only have scholarly journals. Others, such as Opposing Viewpoints, group results into categories by article type, including academic journals. Others have search limiters that let you narrow to academic or scholarly journals. In EBSCOhost databases, you can click on the name of the journal, and it will take you to a page containing information about the journal, including whether or not it is an academic journal and whether it is peer-reviewed. And that's the difference between scholarly journals and popular magazines. We hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. For more information, go to Use the Library from the library homepage, or consult a librarian by going to Ask a Librarian or calling any campus library. If you have any comments or questions about this or any other tutorial, please contact Mary Ann Cullen at mary.cullen@gpc.edu or 678-240-6139. Thank you.